Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2018 Fall Commencement Exercises. I'm Dr. Chris Michaelides, Associate Dean of the College of Arts, Education, and Sciences, and your announcer for this morning's ceremony. Commencement is a joyful yet solemn culmination and recognition of the graduates' years of study. It is a meaningful occasion to the university and its faculty, students, and staff. In keeping with the solemnity of this time-honored tradition, all guests and participants are asked to avoid unnecessary conversation and moving about during the exercises. Please refrain from making any noise other than that of applause as the graduates receive their degrees. We also request that you turn off all cell phones. Although we will ask that you stand in a few moments for the national anthem and a moment of silence, we would appreciate your taking your seats at this time. The ceremony is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please rise and join the ULM Commencement Brass Ensemble in the Star-Spangled Banner and remain standing for a moment of silence. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you join us in recognizing a moment of silence.
Thank you, everybody. Please join me in thanking the ULM Commencement Brass Ensemble, conducted by Darrell Long, ULM Director of Visual and Performing Arts, the ULM Commencement Committee, the Physical Plant, and the ULM Computing Center and the Office of Marketing and Communication for contributions to today's ceremony. Please be seated. It's a lovely morning today, isn't it? I want to get this out of the way early. The ARCs will be arriving shortly. You can proceed 2 by 2s down the aisle later on. Enough levity. President Bruno, distinguished platform guests, honored faculty, graduating students, friends and supporters of the University of Louisiana at Monroe, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome each of you here today. Seated before us are the summer and fall classes of 2018. They're gathered not only to honor their achievements, but also to honor the educational process that made those achievements possible. We're pleased to have each of you here on campus this morning. You waded through all that rain, and we appreciate that very much. You probably don't want to do this today, but we do encourage you to take an opportunity in the future to explore our campus while you're here sometime. We're very proud of the way our university looks. We're very proud of the university in general. We hope that you'll return to campus often and will take the opportunity to visit with us again and again in the future. Let me acknowledge several individuals whose presence today add a special dimension to this occasion. In addition to those listed in your printed program, we welcome to the platform Dr. Will Rogers, President of the 2018-2019 University Faculty Senate, who represents that esteemed body today. Dr. Michael Camille, our Vice President for Information Services and Student Success. Dr. Jim Henderson, the University of Louisiana System President and CEO. Mr. Sean Murphy, University of Louisiana System Board Member and proud ULM, and State Representative Katrina Jackson, another proud ULM alumna. Our distinguished guests will be introduced to you in a few moments, but until then, each of you gathered here today has contributed in some way to the accomplishments of today's graduates. Foremost among that support group are the parents, spouses, and family members who have encouraged and in many instances sacrificed to make this day a reality. We'd like to acknowledge this very important group by asking the parents, spouses, and immediate family of summer and fall classes of 2018 to stand at this time and accept our applause. Okay, before we get on to the conferral of the degrees, it's appropriate to recognize a very important group of individuals here today whose role is critical in the education of these classes. I ask that all members of the ULM faculty who are present today to stand and accept the applause of these students for your guidance, wisdom, and support during their time with us. Faculty, please stand. Thank you. It's not possible to recognize individually all of those who have achieved an exceptional level of excellence while enrolled at ULM. I'm extremely proud of the work being done by our students at both the undergraduate and the graduate level. Seated before us are students who have distinguished themselves in the classroom and laboratory, in speech and debate, in the performing and fine arts, in student media, in student government, in athletics, in preparation for military service, and in the many other areas of university life. I'd like to acknowledge the bachelor's degree candidates that have earned the university, that have completed the university honors program, which provides a unique learning opportunity for students with exceptional academic abilities and can be identified by their honors medallions that they wear today. Honors program candidates, please stand as I announce your name and remain standing. Daniel Elliott Gonzalez, whose research advisor was Dr. Lee Hersey. Daniel? Melanie Jasmine Montenegro Verdugo, whose research advisor was Dr. Rick Stevens. Congratulations. Please be seated. The distinguished graduates of summer and fall classes are listed in the insert in your program. These candidates for the bachelor's and doctor of pharmacy degrees are graduating today with the highly esteemed Latin honors. They can be identified by the maroon and gold cords that they're wearing. Will the cum laude candidates please stand? These students maintained a 3.5 to 3.749 GPA during their university careers. Congratulations, and please be seated. Will the magna cum laude candidates please stand? These students maintained a 3.75 to 3.899 GPA during their university careers. Congratulations, and please be seated. And now will the summa cum laude candidates please stand? These students maintained a GPA of 3.90 to 4.0 during their university careers. We're very pleased to have you here. Congratulations, and please be seated. It's with a very special sense of admiration and pride that we now recognize the top graduate of the summer and fall classes of 2018 for her outstanding academic achievement. The top graduate for the fall class is Abigail Turnbow. Abigail, please come forward. Abigail is from Shreveport, Louisiana, and she's the daughter of Tom and Julie Turnbow. She's receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree in English in the College of Arts Education and Sciences. Abigail earned a 4.0 GPA during her career. Congratulations, Abigail. Now it's my distinct pleasure to ask to come to the podium the President of the University of Louisiana at Monroe, Dr. Nick Bruno.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Panny. I mentioned to the graduates yesterday that since being president, we've never had a bad weather day. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about keeping that record perfect anymore. I would like to congratulate the candidates, congratulate the families and friends for this accomplishment. It's a very special day, regardless of the weather, to celebrate what they have accomplished. I'd like to share with you a little bit about this class. I shared with them some statistics, and I'd like to share it with the family and friends today. We will award 763 degrees today to 760 members of the summer and fall 2018 class. There are 39 associate degree recipients, 559 are bachelor's degree recipients, 1 is a doctor of pharmacy, 153 are master's degrees, 3 are doctors of education, and 8 are doctors of philosophy. The age of our oldest candidate to receive a degree is 62 years old. Yeah. If he would like to stand, we'd be happy. I don't want to embarrass him, but if he doesn't want to stand, that's okay. Okay. He'll receive a PhD in marriage and family counseling. Yes. The youngest candidate is 20 years and 3 months old. He's receiving an associate's degree in general studies, and he also may stand if he so desires. No? Okay. Okay. We have 13 international students who will receive their degrees, and of the 763 degrees to be awarded, 507 will be awarded to women and 256 to men. That's 66% women and 34% men, and that is actually the same ratio of women to men on our campus. So congratulations to everyone. Today is a special day in which we will honor one of our former presidents. And to help us with that today is Dr. James Henderson, who is the president of the University of Louisiana System, who assumed that role in January 2017. During his first year in office, he led the University of Louisiana in the creation of a strategic framework that charges our university to produce the most educated generation in Louisiana's history, drive growth through public-private partnerships and research while recruiting, retaining, and developing the world-class faculty who educate our students, empower our employers, and enrich our communities. Prior to this role, he served for 2 years as president of his alma mater, Northwestern State University, and spent 6 years as chancellor of Bossier Parish Community College. His career in higher education began by advancing workforce and economic development efforts in Louisiana through the Community and Technical College System and the Louisiana Workforce Commission. Prior to his public service, he spent a decade working in hotel management. He's a native of Shreveport, and his wife Tanya is a fellow Northwestern State alumna. Last year, he was inducted into the long purple line Northwestern's Hall of Distinction. He earned a Master's of Science in Administration from the University of West Florida and a Doctor of Management from the University of Maryland University College. He also completed the Institute of Educational Management at Harvard Graduate School of Education. The Hendersons have 3 children: Reagan, who's a graduate student at the University of Dallas, Nicholas, who attends the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and Alexander, who starts high school in August. I've known Dr. Henderson for 15 years more, from when he served on Workforce Commission and so forth. He has the well-being of our students and the state of Louisiana foremost in his mind, and he's a very creative individual who we're lucky to have leading this university. I consider him a friend, and I'm very happy that he chose to join us this morning for your commencement. Dr. Henderson.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bruno, and you are so fortunate as graduates and as the larger family for ULM to have a dedicated president and Nick Bruno. In fact, Nick is one of the top 9 presidents that I get to work with on a daily basis. And I'm sorry, it's a little levity. It'll go faster if you laugh at those things. But it is a real pleasure for me to be here. This is my first commencement at ULM, and it is. I'm glad to see the burgundy robes; those look very sharp. And I wore my burgundy socks in your honor. It is hard for me to wear anything other than purple, but from time to time, in distinguished in events of this caliber, then I will acquiesce. But it is. This is not about me. I'm here because this university is recognizing a former president who is a giant in academia, but it's a little personal for me because he also happens to be my mother's older brother, and I'm talking about Dr. Dwight Vines. It's a privilege to share with you today the legacy of this esteemed past president. Dr. Vines was born in Jackson Parish in 1931, the same year and the same day that the University of Louisiana Monroe officially opened its doors as Ouachita Parish Junior College. A young Dwight Vines knew that education would shape his life's journey. He earned his bachelor's degree, as I did, from Northwestern State University, his MBA from Louisiana State University, and his PhD in business administration from the University of Colorado. Dr. Vines became president of Northeast Louisiana University in January of 1976. And upon his retirement in 1991, Dr. Vines had served the institution for a total of 33 years, with 16 of those as president. As university president, he accomplished a number of notable projects. To name a few, he introduced the Grove. He completed construction on Malone Stadium, Oxford Natatorium, the construction building, the baseball and softball fields, and the chemistry and natural sciences buildings. President Vines established the School of Nursing building, the Hurd Tennis Stadium, the Activity Center, the band building, the bank, the bookstore, the University Police building, and Spiker Theater. During his presidency, his administration introduced 40 new degree programs. Dr. Vines also created the University Foundation, a nonprofit tax-exempt corporation that today raises millions of dollars to advance the university. People who remember President Vines as an administrator also remember him as an avid tennis player. He started the men's and women's tennis teams on this campus. He met his wife, Jean, during a freshman dance at college. Did y'all have freshman dances when you were? No, okay. But he met they also wore beanies back in those days, but that's taking you back a little bit. But he met his wife during a freshman dance at college, and they had been married for 62 years. He credits her as his master editor and partner. They live in Calhoun, where they remain devoted supporters of this university. When asked about his success over the years, Dr. Vines praises others, saying, "Throughout my whole life, there have always been people along the way who encouraged me to reach for my goals. I have been abundantly blessed." I will tell you, as a personal note, at every stage of my career, especially in academia, the first person that I would call after my mother, an accomplished academic herself, is my Uncle Delbert, Dwight Vines. I get at least 12 emails from him a day. Most of those I can't forward. But there's always something instructive that comes from him. Last night I was copied on an email that he sent to President Bruno, where he said, after his wife and his children and his grandchildren, his greatest love is NLU, which is how he refers to ULM. You could not have a more devoted admirer of this distinguished university. And so it is with great respect and a privilege that we honor Dr. Dwight Vines for his recent acknowledgement as President Emeritus bestowed to him by the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors. Please join me in congratulating President Vines for this honor and thanking him for an indelible legacy that will continue to be felt by many generations to come. I know that Dr. Vines wishes he could be here today. I can assure you that he is watching online with countless millions across the globe, or something like that. And Uncle Delbert, we honor you today, and we thank you for your service to the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Thank you very much.
To commemorate this honor for Dr. Vines, I ask Dr. Henderson to please accept this medallion to commemorate today's honor bestowed on him by our University of Louisiana system. Today's guest speaker is someone who for more than 30 years has been an esteemed member of the ULM family. Dr. Eric Paney is Vice President for Academic Affairs and is also a Professor of Atmospheric Sciences. Isn't that ironic, because we have the first bad day for commencement and the Professor of Atmospheric Sciences is speaking. Dr. Paney is a man of many talents and is fearless. He takes on the projects that are intense and time-consuming and the ones that are tedious and boring. In other words, the ones no one else wants. He never complains if you ask Dr. Paney a question and he doesn't know the answer, which is rare. He'll get it for you. I'm proud of the accomplishments he has made for the university, and I know if we ever need him, Dr. Paney will be there, if Mrs. Paney will allow him to do that. Dr. Paney announced his retirement earlier this year. He planned on celebrating New Year's Eve as a man of leisure, but we prevailed upon him to stay until the end of February. If you know Dr. Paney, you'll know he was gracious enough to agree. Just don't tell Denise. Here are a few of the things you may not know about Dr. Paney. He has served in several ULM administrative positions: Associate Provost, Assistant to the Provost, and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences, and Head of the Department of Geosciences. He earned a BS from Penn State University in 1979. He earned an MS in Atmospheric Sciences from Texas Tech University in 1982, and he earned a PhD in Geosciences from Texas Tech in 1987. In 1987, Eric and his wife Denise moved to Monroe and joined the university. He's an author of more than 30 publications. He's conducted research in weather modification, climatology, and science education. Well, I'm not sure about that weather modification. I don't know how successful that research was. Secured $4 million in outside funding. He was the ULM Outstanding Teacher in 1993. He's ULM Teacher of the Year for the College of Pure and Applied Sciences in 1997. An Outstanding Educator in Louisiana Science Teachers Association in 2002. I am privileged and happy to present Dr. Eric Paney.
The weather modification work was in West Texas, and if you know anything about that region, it's semi-arid. So it was, of course, rainfall enhancement. I think we've succeeded if I have applied that at all today. President Bruno, President Henderson, platform guests, faculty, friends, and guests, but especially members of the graduating classes in attendance today and those that are watching online. I feel honored to be addressing you today. This is my last commencement exercise as ULM's Vice President for Academic Affairs and as a faculty member of this great institution for more than 31 years. Nearly 40 years ago, I was where you are today. I was graduating for the first time from college. I don't remember much of that day. Chances are you're not going to remember much of today either, 40 years or maybe even 1 year from today. But my hope is that some of what I say today will stick to you, because I've thought long and hard about this, and I think what I have to say is going to help you build the most satisfying future that's possible for you. And it's that satisfaction that I think we all want. I do remember over those 4 decades the excitement I had at graduation. 4 years of hard work was producing my bachelor's degree, and I was the first one in my family to achieve that. I imagine many of you are excited today. Maybe even you're a little scared because the end's at hand. You did it. All the effort you put in finally is paying off as you walk across the stage in a few minutes. It's got to be a sense of relief on your part. I'm sure it is. I have news for you, though. It's really just the beginning. This isn't the end. You're starting out to make your place in the world. Chances are most of you, if not all, are familiar with the concept of building. Did you build a fort in your backyard when you were a kid? Or maybe you took blankets in the living room and created that cubby hole? How many of you played with Legos? Yeah, Legos came along after my time. But I used different kinds of blocks, and I could spend hours as a kid playing with blocks. Building, I think, is a very satisfying activity if you do it well. And I think that's because you produce something that didn't exist before. And it's you making that work. You feel proud of that accomplishment. I want to use building as an analogy for my advice. And so let's see if you agree with me that building is appropriate. What you have done so far is you've created the foundation for your life. And think about this. In elementary school, you learn to read, to do arithmetic, and write. During recess, a very important activity, you developed an ability to interact with others. During middle school, you added to the knowledge in those subject areas. You learned about our nation and your state in which you lived. You started to leave childhood behind as you entered your teens. In high school, you learned about other nations and other peoples. You became aware of the world around you and started to appreciate your place in it. And it wasn't necessarily at the center of that world anymore. You became aware of so much going on around you. Maybe even you started to learn another language. Here you've added to that foundation. You've achieved a foundational knowledge about the field you studied. You deepened your communication skills and your ability to do mathematics. At least I hope you deepened your ability to do mathematics. The world opened up as you encountered new ideas, and many of you began to take responsibility for your life for the first time. Some of you started forming your own beliefs and ideals, and you matured into adulthood. Others examined their beliefs and ideals and maybe just tweak them a little bit. For most of you, that foundation that you've built is a good one. It's deep, it's solid. And you had a lot of help doing that. You had family and friends and teachers. And it's ready there to support your future. For others, maybe you have some cracks in that foundation, or maybe there are a few weak spots in it. You know what, though? It doesn't matter. You have time and you have the skills to fix those things. The most important skill is you have learned to learn. And that's probably the most important thing you can get out of your education. Make a serious effort, though, to fix those spots. Take some time to do that. Because starting tomorrow, you start building on that foundation. So let's think about how that structure, let's say it's a home, how you can build that so it weathers the storms that are an inevitable part of life. First, choose the best material that's available to you, whether it's a job, an acquaintance, or some other aspect of your life. When I'm talking about cars, I'm not talking about going out and buying a tricked out Mercedes instead of a Yugo. Do you know what Yugos were? Yeah, okay. What I'm talking about is quality. It may cost you more in requiring a greater effort on your part. By choosing something of quality, someone may be less stylish. It may cause you It may cause you to not have everything that you want, but have everything that you need. Quality will last a long time. It'll serve you better in the long run. Second, interconnect the pieces of your structure. They'll result in a more solid building. You remember the Legos? If you took one Lego and you had it go across two Legos below it, you interconnected them. That creates the solid structure. Do that with your knowledge. Interconnect it. Think about what you're learning and how it relates to what you learned in the past. It's important to do that. It's a lesson I didn't learn until graduate school, but I hope you'll learn that sooner. Because when you make those interconnections, you're going to have a better knowledge to work from. Third, don't always go for easy because it gets you to your goal faster. Sometimes the harder route is the one to take because it produces results that last longer. You're probably not going to be the CEO of the job in your first job, but start where you can, do your best, and learn the job. That knowledge will help you understand how to run the place when you do get to the top. I learned that lesson from my dad. He started off, I knew this was going to happen. He started off in the shipping room and worked his way to be the second highest position in the plant as a quality controller. Strive to do your best. Fourth, be resilient. Resist what you know weakens your house. But don't be too rigid, because when those storms come along and they buffet you, they will knock you over. Compromise isn't a bad thing. Giving a little bit isn't necessarily bad. Just don't compromise yourself. Unfortunately, the ability to compromise seems to be a lost art, and I believe it's something our world is less for today. Fifth, include the items that make your house interesting, or it'll be dull and you won't enjoy it. And this comes under the heading of don't do as I do, do as I say. Don't let work consume you to the exclusion of others and the ability, or you're going to lose the ability to have some joy. Develop hobbies. Keep ties to your family. Volunteer in the community. A good volunteer organization is the ULM Alumni Association. As someone once told me, nobody on their deathbed ever wished they spent more time working and less time with their family. Sixth, and closely connected, fill your home with family and good friends who can share it with you. Life as a hermit may be safe, but it's rarely fulfilling. I've made wonderful friends here and throughout my life, and I'm very thankful for them and the joy they have brought me. And finally, have fun with the construction. It's your house, it's your life. If you don't enjoy building it, you're not going to be satisfied at the end. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and I never expected to live in Louisiana, but these years have been wonderful. Life has taken me on a journey that I didn't expect, but I appreciate the many opportunities ULM has given me. It's been a good life. I've done what I think is an important job, and I've helped what I think are a lot of people. But I couldn't have done that without my wife, Denise. I've built a satisfying life. I wish the same for you. Good luck. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I will say there's no question Dr. Panny has built a good house, and it's been my pleasure working with him for 8
That's
years
enough,
plus as a VP around 11 years. So he's a good man, and I know you'll have a good retirement. I would like not to prolong this, but I failed to do one thing I wanted to do earlier. I'd like for those individuals who are currently serving or veterans in our military to please stand and be recognized. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. I'd like to ask any of the students that are graduating who participate in any intercollegiate athletics or one of our campus sports programs, please stand. I would ask any of our graduates who participated in a social, cultural, religious group on campus to please stand. And lastly, I would like those to stand who have children and are involved in their community, their church, etc. Please stand. I like to refer to this as the spirit of the Warhawk, giving back to their community and their organization. And I know circumstances sometimes prohibit others from participating, but I would encourage you. I think that's part of Dr. Pandy's building blocks, to get involved in your community, your church, your family. And thank all of you for what you've done for ULM as well as this region, state of Louisiana. Thank you so much. Okay, you may be seated.
Okay, so now is the time everybody's been waiting for, the conferral of degrees. We practiced this yesterday, so let's see how well we can do it today. Will the candidates for the associate degree please stand? President Bruno, on behalf of the undergraduate deans and faculty, it's my pleasure to introduce to you these successful candidates for the associate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the associate degree. You may please be seated. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree please stand? President Bruno, on behalf of the undergraduate deans and faculty, it is my pleasure to introduce to you these successful candidates for the bachelor's degree.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the bachelor's degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please stand? President Bruno, on behalf of the graduate faculty and graduate dean, it is my pleasure to present to you these successful candidates for the master's degree.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors, it's my pleasure to confer upon you the master's degree. Congratulations. Please be seated.
And finally, will the candidates for the doctoral degree please stand? President Bruno, on behalf of the graduate faculty and graduate dean, it is my pleasure to introduce to you these successful candidates for the doctoral degree.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors, it's my pleasure to confer upon you the doctoral degrees. Congratulations. You may please be seated. In accordance with academic tradition, please move your tassels from the right to the left to indicate your new status as a graduate. Graduates, please step forward to receive your degrees.
It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Arts, Education, and Sciences, Dr. John Pratt. Receiving the associate's degree, Candace David, Dylan Fendall, Amy Hicks, Ashley Simpson. Receiving the bachelor's degree, Ann Albritton, Lindsay Allen, Stefana Andre, Yoshimar Araujo, Jessica Armstrong, Ryan Bankston, Jacob Barger, Braden Barrett, Claire Bernstein, Megan Berthelot, Jackson Blackett, Mary Bloomer, Amber Bobb, Mitchell Broadway, Carly Buckridge, Tamara Burns, Conrad Cable, Dominic Calvo, Ashley Chandler, Kendra Clark, Jasmine Clayton, Krista Cole, William Cole, Lauren Cook, Angelica Cooper, Taylor Costa, Colby Craig, Reagan Crook, Brooklyn Cummings, Avery Dace, Cameron Doterive, Krista Drummond, Kevin Dudley, Shamir Edwards, Keith Elliott, Lindsay Feliu, Jonathan Ferguson, Sarah Ford, Seth Franklin, Amanda Fullerton, Stephen Fuselier, Derek Gore, Sherry Gidry, Leanna Halling, Jaleel Jamar Hamlin, Sarah Harden, Tamisha Hendricks, Caroline Herring, Erin Hester, Tiffany Howlington, Lindsay Hunter, Isaiah Husted, Sonia Jackson, Mary Jester, Courtney Johns, Tyler Johnson, Brittany Lawrence, Brandon LaFear, Zachary Marcus, John McKinley, Roman McKinney, Morgan Morris, Kiana Murray, Jessica Neal, Cody Nolan, Amanda Norris, Oyuwagbotemi Omojola, Shemi Perkins, Ashley Pinkney, Kiera Press, Jessica Rint, Logan Rudd, Shanetta Salisbury, Tyler Schweinfuss, James Selby, Anna Severe, Sally Seymour, Breelyn Shivers, Molly Shoemate, Mindy Sistrunk, Ronald Sloan, Grace Sacantra, Antonio Stroman, Abigail Taylor, Ashton Taylor, Janessa Taylor, Medria Taylor, Brandy Thomas, Stephanie Thomas, Haley Tomboli, Caleb Toops, Abigail Turnbow, Antoinette Turner, Colin Turner, Ivania Vallejo Cartagena, Whitley Velasquez, Chelsea Wade, Chelsea Wages, Jessica Waller, Kristen Watson, Brittany Whittington, Allison Willard, Ariana Williams, Alyssa Wixon, Aaron Wixon, Ametria Wright Crow, Shaquille Yates, Kylie Young, Rachel Young. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Business and Social Sciences, Dr. Ronald L. Berry. Receiving the bachelor's degree, Makia Adams, Murphy Aldridge, Sherman Ashley, Chadwick Babers, Shelby Balsamo, Stephen Barnhill, Monice Battle, Hogan Beckley, Madeline Belcher, Eli Bell, Katie Biggs, Ross Blackard, Tira Blair, Rhea Boyd Starnes, Cole Brewer, Dixie Broadway, Brianna Bowie, Trenton Burley, Jamie Calvin, Devin Campbell, Sydney Kenfield, Ashley Caples, Jerry Carroll, Jessica Carter, Shelby Carter, Lauren Cater, L'Oreal Kloman, Zaniqua Kloman, Sarah Collier, Caroline Corville, Madison Crawford, Michaela Crossley, Mida Crowell, Kellen Culpepper, Kiran Dangle, Elena DeSense, Lindsay Detlefson, Rachel Dolacek, Christopher DuPont, Trevor Eskew, Lucas Fabella, Edward Fench, Andrew Fensky, Thomas Fields, Dylan Foster, Brianna Fraley, Tanya Frederick, Victoria George, Bethany Glasspool, Lindsay Golden, Daniel Gonzalez, Kristen Goodson, Ryan Gooner, Joe Gravel, Miranda Griffin Alao, Valencia Grissom, Noah Guillory, Jacob Hale, Mary Hall, Jonathan Hamilton, Caleb Ham, Michael Harris, Marissa Hebert, Reagan Heddens, Vivian Helmer, Latrana Hill, Alexandra Howard, Mary Huber, Crystal Ivy, Brandon Jackson, John Jackson, David Jett, Andre Johnson, Gerald Johnson, Robert Johnson, Darian Jones, John Jones, Destiny Kelly, Frederica Kendricks, Justin Kimball, Peyton Lacoste, Travis Lapointe, Deshandra Lawrence, Kenny Lee, Alexandra Lee, Benjamin Lee, Hayden Lee, Amy Lentz, Beverly Leonard, Amanda Liberty, Richard Little, Michael Long, Hannah Lutrick, Amber Madison, Luke McGee, Sagun Maharjan, Kanan Malone, Sarah Marchbank, Lee Marshall, Wyatt Martin, Emily Masters, Chelsea May, Andrew McClure, Brandon McDonald, Charles McDonald, Catherine Merrill, Garrett Molizon, Melanie Montenegro Verdugo, Amelia Montgomery, Dominique Montgomery, Casey Moore, Matthew Morrow, Candace Moss, Germany Murphy, Brennan Mutz, Ryland Myers, Clarence Nash, Peyton Neville, Kelly Norris, Blake Painter, Zebediah Parker, Chelsea Peralt, Tom Pham, Taylor Pilcher, Valerie Plack, Elvany Pleasant, Haley Poole, Dyshell Poster, Briar Prewitt, Quanisha Puckett, Jacob Ramsey, Jitiz Rana Magar, Lauren Riddick, Morgan Rollins, Matthew Sand, Peyton Sansone, Kimberly Sargent, Alexis Scalia, Charles C. Shaw, Connor Shaw, Tristan Sheehan, Jordan Shelton, Mackenzie Simmons, Sabrina Singler, Gary Scholander, Holly Stansbury, Allison Stewart, Angela Stewart, Emily Strackner, Erica Taylor, Tawny Tetlow, Brian Thomas, Jonathan Thomas, Nicholas Treweek, Carlia Trotter, Amber Turner, Reginald Turner, Hunter Tyler, Felix Vanderlick, Matthew Van Langendonk, Michael Vinson, Edward Wagoner, Shaquille Warren, Brina Washington, Johnny Williams, Khadidra Williams, Nancy Williams, Taylor Wilmore, Brian Wilson, Nicholas Wood, Amanda Woolley, Dahlia Wooten, Anna Yakubowski, Miranda York, Mirari Ziran. It is my pleasure to introduce the Interim Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Dr. Ken Alford. Receiving the associate's degree, Morgan Aiken, Will Bonham, Emma Boudreau, Alexis Boyd, Sarah Brack, Samantha Daniel, Holly Irwin, Ashley Hall, Balin Harris, Caitlin Hogue, Devondria Jones, Kaylee Jones, Savannah Kennedy, Wes McGee, Brandy Malbrew, Chelsea McLean, Paige Mulvihill, Terrence Sampson, Miranda Smart, Bailey Stevens, Chasten Strahan, Hadley Swartz, Allison Thomas. Receiving the bachelor's degree, Gregory Alfred II, Carrie Anderson, Robert Anderson, Juanita Anthony, Annalie Armstrong, Jamie Arnett, Tremikia Ashley, Brianna Batiste, Patsy Beard, Jessica Benefield, John Bigelow, Jasmine Black, Jansen Boyd, Haley Branch, Lauren Brooks, Lakedra Broomfield, Anna Brown, Lauren Brown, Xavier Brown, Alexandra Bryan, Jamail Burton, Anna King, Haven Candeloro, Summer Cooper, Casey Corley, Brandon Craig, Lauren Crouch, Heaven Diaz-Cunanan, Caitlin Dalton, Margaret Descant, Reagan Ducote, Jontarius Easterling, Bethany Elkins, Shauna Enriquez, Hannah Ferris, Jacob Falkingham, Michael Fizel, Chelsea Franklin, Tommy Garcia, Destiny Garrison, Tamara Gorham, Abby Green, Taylor Green, LaDacia Gregory, Makita Griffin, Kylie Hall, Carly Hancock, Mackenzie Harrell, Gabrielle Harris, Jesse Hartline, Patience Harvey, Sierra Head, Shannon Hendricks, Cody Hill, Jada Hitchens, Michelet Holman Wilson, Heather Holubeck, Hannah Huckabee, Travis Jackson, Megan Jones, Landon Knecht, Whitney Leday, Samantha Malone, Christian Marshall, Kristen McKiffin, Morgan Mercante, Rhiannon McCloskey, Rishawn Mulder, Tristan Oswald, Sonny Pace, Joan Perez, Seth Posey, Juliana Provenza, Trey Randall, Brooklyn Ray, Alexis Reno, Brianna Rigel, Aaron Robertson, Victoria Simmons, Taylor Smith, Jalen St. Romain, Regina Stewart, Salandria Taylor, Bethany Thomas, Rochelle Thomas, Brashana Thomas, Wesley Thompson, Nisha Tooks, Holly Trisler, Mallory Vining,
Tequacia Virgil, Benjamin Vu, Caitlin Walker, Rachel Walker, Jarquisha Washington, Travez Washington, Kyle Weiss, Brittany Wesley, Brianna White, Brittany Wilson, Samantha Wise, Chelsea Womack, Carly Woodruff. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Pharmacy, Dr. H. Glenn Anderson, Jr. Receiving the bachelor's degree, Caitlin Araby, James Barker, Jaron Diggs, Emma Gautreau, Maya Harden, Alexandra Hatcher, Danielle Madison, Alyssa Pellegrin, Emily Saunier, Kalia Sherrod, Courtney Smart, Stephen Snelling, April Stelly, Catherine Wright. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Sushma Krishnamurthy. Receiving the Master of Arts degree, Soila Miluska Arias Vela. Soila Suleika Arias Vela. Yasmin Bishara. Philip Blaine. Kanisha Garrison. Brandon Herzog. Vladimir Yakovlevich. Jamilia Jenkins. Kayla Landry. Michael Marceau. Charlene Pullum. Receiving the Master of Arts in Teaching degree, Amy Coleman. Dylan Crowell. Melanie Griffin. Ann Odom. Catherine Simpson. Receiving the Master of Business Administration degree, Galena Carruthers. Chad Clark. Sydney Coy. Kristen Crow. Stephen Deek. Alyssa Fontenot. Nathaniel Gibson. Anaí Mejia. Kyle Latiole. Henry Pipes. Receiving the Master of Education degree, Mark Alba. Jessica Griggs. Holly Hall. Donna Harrell. Sean O'Pry. Alexis Overton. Edlin Perez. Catherine Thomas. Janitra Underwood. Case Waller. Anna Widener. Receiving the Master of Occupational Therapy degree, Kaylee Billiot. Morgan Chandler. Jeremy Donnett. Stephanie Dorch. Laura Dunham. Caitlin Eccles. Jillian Garrett. Melissa Leday. Taylor Lingle. Aaron Linchard, Mary Petiet, Sarah Porter, Madison Rick, Mika Shelley, Kayla Sutherland, Tony White. Receiving the Master of Public Administration, Len Blaylock, Zachary Garcia, Joanna Hunter, Matthew Kubik, Crystal Miller-Gardner, Taylor Pettiford, Thomas Rogers, Claire Vidrine, Lee Whittington. Receiving the Master of Science degree, Iman Al-Garawi, Kelly Anderson, Velia Bradley, Ashley Brown, Leanne Cannon, Brittany Carson, Melanie Coyne, Erica Dozier, Brittany Fisher, Michael Gammon, Loretta Hudson, Janine Jenkins, Danielle Croper, Angela Martin, Lincoln Powell, Emily Reese, Evan Sinclair, Michael Steele, Evan Stone, Brandon Weatherford, Taylor West, Ashlyn Williams, Tiara Willis, Matthew Wiley, Leah Hawsey. The highest academic honor that can be earned and awarded is the doctoral degree. Now is the time when those ULM students who have earned this most respected academic degree are recognized. This mark of achievement reaches its apex during the hooding ceremony, which represents the passing of the mantle of knowledge, marking the transition from student to colleague. This pinnacle in an academic career could not occur without the guidance of a mentor, specifically a major advisor who guides the student in the quest for learning and enlightenment. Therefore, it is appropriate that the doctoral graduate be joined by the major professor. I ask that the doctoral graduate and major professor please step forward as I call the graduate's name. Receiving the Doctor of Education degree in Curriculum and Instruction is John Daniel Boudreau, who is joined by his major professor, Dr. Jessica Dolacek. Receiving the Doctor of Education degree in Curriculum and Instruction is Catherine Elizabeth Gentry, who is joined by her major professor, Dr. Sherilyn Powell. Receiving the Doctor of Education degree in Curriculum and Instruction is Jennifer Erin Michael, who is joined by her major professor, Dr. Jessica Dolacek. Receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Pharmacy is Hussein Nasser Al-Hamami, who is joined by his major professor, Dr. Karen Brisky. Receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree in pharmacy is Kwok Viet Andrew Young, who is joined by his major professor, Dr. Khalid El Sayed. Receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree in pharmacy is Joshua Thomas Sally, who is joined by his major professor, Dr. Sharon Meyer.
I'd like to congratulate our new graduates today and thank our guests for their attendance today. Guests, if you'll please be seated until the graduates begin to exit the Coliseum. Faculty, graduates, and stage participants, please stand in preparation for the recessional. The 2018 Fall Commencement exercises are now concluded.
That's why